Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be showing you my Goodwill book haul for January. Okay, so before I get into the books, let me just say that I hope that this Goodwill book haul just encourages you to go check out the Goodwills around you or thrift stores around you for book deals, because if you're anything like me, I love my kids reading. I want them to have all the books so they can just really fill their minds, and there's so many incredible stories out there. So I was really excited when I went to Goodwill. I spent about $30 and I got about 30 books. I'm gonna go through the book list really fast because that would be way too long if I spent a lot of time on each book, but here we go. I have broken this up into categories. The first category is going to be middle-aged kids. So we're talking like 8 to 12. That's gonna be the grouping for the first set of books that I got. I got Ella Enchanted, which is a classic, and obviously there's the movie, and so yeah, it's a classic and I got it. I got Worth, which looked really interesting. I'm going to read you guys a little bit of the back. Before the accident, Nathaniel's life seemed pretty good. His help around the farm made his father proud, but now with a busted leg, Nathaniel can't do farm work anymore, so his father adopts another son through the orphan train. Feeling replaced and useless, Nathaniel attends school for the first time. Meanwhile, sturdy and strong John is able to do the work that earns Pa's attention. Okay. So this book, though, is the winner for the Scott Odell for historical fiction. So Scott Odell is the author of Island of the Blue Dolphins. I figured it was the least well done, and so I'm going to go ahead and read this, and then hopefully I'll pass it on to my kids. So this one is called Thunder, and it's about a little boy who is adopted into a family to kind of like help, and then he finds this dog, and then the wife of the family that he's like now a part of, I don't know that he really feels like fully their child, but anyway, she becomes pregnant, and he's worried that he's going to now be no longer necessary or no longer wanted because they're going to have a biological child. And I just found it really interesting, and I'm excited to read it. I also love Newfoundlands, which is the type of dog it is. So this one is called Kensuke's Kingdom by Michael Morpurgo. Michael Morpurgo. There we go. I hope I said his name right. If you're hearing this, I'm sorry. This is about a boy who gets washed up on an island in the Pacific with his dog Stella. So it's basically a survival story of a little boy and his dog, and I love those kinds of stories, so I'm really excited to read this one. Okay guys, I hope you're enjoying today's video, and I am trying to get through them really fast. If you have done Goodwill book hauls before, comment below. Tell me what awesome finds you had, because I'm really curious to know like what other awesome deals people had. I don't know why, but it's like always exciting when somebody like finds something and they're like, I got this for a steal. Like, oh, it always feels great. Okay, so this one was really interesting because it's called Confessions from a Principal's Kid, and it was already on my watch list. I almost bought it. I was like this close to buying it on Amazon, and then I found it at Goodwill, and I was like, yes, thank you. During the school, 5th grader Allie West is an outsider. Everyone knows the principal's kid might tattle to her mom, but after school, Allie's an insider. She's friendly with the janitor, knows the shortest routes around the building, and hangs out with the Afters, a group of misfits whose parents are teachers at their school. Although Allie secretly loves her insider life, she's sick of being an outsider, so she vows to join the Pentagon, the popular math team led by her ex-best friend. But can Allie change her status without betraying where she really belongs? I don't know. I want to find out. I'm excited to read this, and then might be adding it to the book club list. Okay, I have 5 more in the middle grade, like 8 to 12 reading level. I'll go through them quickly. Okay, The Mystery of Lilac Inn, Nancy Drew Mystery. The Clue in the Diary, a Nancy Drew Mystery by Carolyn Keene. I love Nancy Drew mysteries. We actually listened to them in the car as a family a lot because they're just so much fun, and they're read by Laura Linney, and she just has such a great voice for this part. I just love listening to it. I could listen to it all day. So the next book is Amee-nah. The Zuni boy runs the race of his life. So this is written by Kenneth Kenneth Thomasma. And the reason I picked it up is because I already own this book and I recognized the pictures because they looked very similar. So I looked, and indeed it was the same author, same illustrator, and I really enjoyed this. It's got a reading level of 9 to 13 and an intermediate reading level. So I'm excited to read this, pre-read for my kids, and then hopefully I can pass this on to them. And then last is Sugar. Life on a plantation isn't always sweet. Sometimes freedom doesn't feel so free. 10-year-old Sugar lives on a plantation along the Mississippi River. Slavery is over, but grueling work in the sugarcane fields sure can break a girl's spirit. Thankfully, Sugar has a knack for finding her own fun, especially with forbidden friend Billy, the white plantation owner's son. Sugar has always yearned to learn more about the world, and she sees her chance when Chinese workers are brought in to help harvest the cane. The older plantation folks are wary, but Sugar is fascinated. She befriends young Bo and the elder Master Lu, who teach her all about their traditions as she, in turn, helps them learn the ways of plantation life. Sugar soon realizes that she must be the one to bridge these two communities together. Here is a story of unlikely friendships and how they can change our lives forever. Doesn't that sound like such a good book? Like, I cannot wait to read this book with my kids. Can't wait. Okay, that's the end of the middle grade readers. I'm going to do little kids, which I don't have as many of, and then the young adult books I got. So my 5-year-old picked this one up, and it's just talking about wolves, but I loved on the back how it had this right here, showing where the red wolves were. Former territory of the red wolf, current release sites. Boom, boom. Anyway, I just thought this would be a really interesting read. I love anytime my kids want to get a book to learn more. That's like my total weakness. Okay, my daughter picked these out. They're Breyer Stablemates, and there's a whole series. She wanted them all. They had a whole bunch of them at Goodwill, but I figure we'll find them again. And they're just little scholastic stories, and she loves horses. So these are there too. Okay, as I've said before, we love Winnie-the-Pooh, so I'm reading the big Winnie-the-Pooh to my son, and he loves it. So he saw this and he was like, Winnie-the-Pooh! So even though, he has the bigger version, like the storybook, the chapter book, I let him get this too for fun. And then he also picked out a spider book. And again, my kids, if they want to get a book about animals and learn more, I'm pretty much always a sucker for that. I just think they're really interesting, and I love that they want to learn, and I love that this is a level, like a grade 2 reading level, because that way my 7-year-old can read it out loud to the 5-year-old. And then I got Groundhog Day, Winnie-the-Pooh Groundhog Day, because even though I know this is like a baby book, it's almost Groundhog Day, and I just thought, I'll just add it in, it'll be fun, I'll just read them about Groundhog Day, and then maybe I'll give this to my sister. So I discovered these at our local Goodwill. If you don't know what these are and you know about Usborne, I basically, there's no words. When my daughter was like, Mom, look, it's a miniature, I was like, oh, I didn't know that existed. Oh my gosh, I need it. So these are Shine a Light, and I know that I showed you guys in a different video how Shine a Lights work, but you have a picture and you can see. Okay. So I think you'll be able to see this, but you actually, you shine a little light. These are amazing, and I have the full-size version. Okay, so we found this one too. So we found this one, and then we found this one, and I don't have the big version of this. Oh my goodness, look how cute they are. Oh, just the cutest little thing. So this is the big one, and this is the little one, and I love them. And now I'm on a mission. Now I want to go find all of them. Okay, the rest are either young adult or adult books. So this one's called A Defense of Honor by Christy Ann Hunter, and it's a Haven Manor book, book 1. So I'm really curious. I've never read any of these books, and I'm just curious. I want to see if they're any good. Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins obviously is like the Hunger Games. This is number 2, and I definitely love these books, and I just didn't have them. I listened to them via Overdrive Library, so I don't own them, and I actually really like them, so I got them so that we could have them in my library. I got the third Lord of the Rings because I had the first 2 Lord of the Rings, and I was like, why don't I own the third Lord of the Rings? That's weird. So I got the third one so that I had them all and was cohesive. Friday's Harbor. This one sounded really interesting to me. It says, Hannah is the elephant thriving in her new home. Peacemaker Truman Levy is the new director of the Max L. Beidelman Zoo, and life in Bladenham, Washington has finally settled down. Or has it? From his eccentric Aunt Ivy, Truman learns of the plight of a desperately sick captive killer whale named Friday. Reluctantly, Truman agrees to give the orca a new home and a new lease on life at the zoo. But not everyone believes in his captivity. Soon the Max L. Beidelman Zoo is embroiled in a whale-sized controversy, and Friday's fate is up for grabs. Like the art of racing in the rain and water for elephants, Friday's Harbor beautifully illuminates the special bond between animals and humans. And that's the line that touched me, because I love the bond between animals and humans, and I loved Water for Elephants. The Holy Warrior. So this is a Christian series. The House of Winslow is a Christian book series, and This is book 6. I have book 1, but it's a big series and I read them as a kid, so I wanted to get more and read them and let my kids read them because I really did enjoy them. And then the last 2 books, these are books 2 and 3 of the Inheritance Trilogy. And if you don't know what the Inheritance Trilogy is, the book Aragon and the movie Aragon are from this. I started the book Aragon and I didn't love, it was just a little bit much for me at the time. I don't remember what I was reading, but I know that I got bored with Aragon. And then the movie was like the worst, right? I hated the movie, so I just thought it was kind of dumb. I thought they didn't do a great job. I didn't think they did the book justice. I didn't even love the book, but I read enough of it to know it was better than the movie. Yeah, so I'm excited because I got these. I'm gonna go ahead and get the first one again, and then I'm gonna let my son read them because I do think that they're fun stories, and I need him to have some big books that he won't just be able to read in a day. So that's my book Goodwill haul. I hope that you guys saw some books and I hope you got inspired, because going to Goodwill and buying super cheap books is such a great way to thrift shop, I think. I mean, I was blown away by how many books I got for how cheap, and I'm so excited because now I have some more in my library for my kids, and I'm excited to let them read them, and I'm excited to try out some of the books that I bought for myself. Let me know what your best Goodwill book purchase ever was, and I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video.